Hello everyone. In this tutorial we are going to show you another practical example of how we can use Dynamo in Revit. In this tutorial we are going to write the elevation of each level beside its name. As you know, when we are working in a Revit project, we can see the level names in project browser. But when we want to go to a specific level, for example, you want to go to level 1000 millimeter, okay, we can't see the elevation of each level in the project browser, and you can just see the level name. For example, you can just see level 1, level 2, okay. So in this example we want to write the elevation of each level beside its name. For example, we want to change the level 1 to level 1, for example 1000 or 2000, okay. So let's start. As you know, I have a Revit project here, and I want to show the elevation, for example this one or this one, beside its name, okay. So we can just use Dynamo to automate this, or just we can use manual mode. For example, I can just write it, for example here 13 and 87, okay. But it's time consuming, you know, and I want to automate this process using Dynamo to change all of the level names and write the elevation beside its name. Okay, so let's start. I have a Dynamo project here, and first of all I want to get all of the levels. Okay, so I can just use selection, or get elements using its category or something else. Here I want to use a category of element. Okay, so I write all elements of category. Yeah, it's my node. And for the input I want a category, so I can write categories. Yeah, that's it, categories. And from the list I can just choose levels and connect the output of categories to input of all elements of category node. And I just set the run mode in manual, and you can just click on run, or press F5 in your keyboard, and if you can see, I can get all of the levels in my project. Okay, so in the next step I want to get names and elevations. Here, if you can see, if you choose a level, here in a name perimeter you can see the name of the level, and in elevation perimeter you can just see the elevation of your level. Okay, so I want to read these values and concat these values and set it again in the name of each level. So let's do it. So I want to first of all I want to read the name and elevation perimeter of each level. So I need a get parameter value by name node. Okay, I want to just duplicate it. For duplicate it, you can just select it, Control C and just Control V, or you can just select it and press Ctrl button in your keyboard and just move your node. You can just duplicate your node. And in the next step, I need this element, so I can click elements here. You can just click it, press Ctrl in your keyboard, and click connect it to input of this node and this node. Okay, so in the next step, I want a perimeter name. Okay, so as you know, we have some ways to get the perimeter names. For example, you can just use a string node here, and write the perimeter name, elevation here, and just copy this and name. Okay, so don't forget it that your perimeter name should be exact match with the perimeter in your Revit. For example, if you write the E here as lowercase, it doesn't work. Okay, so it should be exact match. Okay, I connect the perimeter names and run the script again, and if you can see, we have the elevation of our levels. So we need to first of all we need to fix these values. I don't want to value like this. I want to round it, for example, by 2 decimal places. Okay, with rounding numbers in Dynamo, and then because we need to change these values to a string. Okay, we have some trouble in this way, and I want to show what troubles you may encounter it. So let's do it. First of all, you can some options. For example, you can just failure here. You can just round your numbers with failure, but in failure node we lose our decimals. Okay, for example, I want to change it 574, not 5. Okay, so I can't use this. Okay, here. The next option is round. We have 2 round nodes, here and here. You can just find all of these nodes in the math and functions. Here you can just find it. For example, fellow, yeah, here. And let's see the result. Here, math without any digits. You can see just it works as failure, and I don't want it. And math round with digits. Here I want it, so I can just put a number node here, and yeah, we can see we have the numbers with 2 digits. Okay, until now everything is okay, and we can just use these values for the naming. Okay, in the next step I want to change the name of each elevation. For example, here L3, and in parentheses I want to put the elevation, or I want to put the elevation in curly bracket. For this purpose, you can just you have some ways to do that. We have is that we can just use simple code block. Okay, if you remember, in code block you can write integer, double, string, formula. This workspace is a design script, and you can just do anything. Here I want to get these values and concat with these values. Okay, so I write it, for example, here I write it name, for example, n, plus, in double quotation, each string you want to use, you should put it in double quotation in code block. Yeah. For example, bracket here, plus bracket, space, yeah, space and bracket, and just plus, for example, elevation, I named it E here. Okay, I think, yeah, E is, yeah, E is reserved, so I can just use EL. Yeah, EL plus, for example, double quote and close the bracket. Okay, and the end of each line you need to semicolon. So if you can see, we have two inputs. Each of name you use in your code block turn to a new input. Okay, so if you name it, for example, name, okay, when you write the name completely, this name is reserved in code block. Okay, so for example, NAM, you can see just you have a new input named NAM. So if you pass the name of your levels, and you can connect your elevations in the code block. If you can see, yeah, we have the result. So for example, here is L3 574, but if you can see, the zeros is returned. Okay, so this is our problem in Dynamo. Okay, when we round some numbers to for example 2 decimal places, and after convert the doubles to a string, the zeros is back. Okay, so how we can fix it? We have some ways to do that. For example, you can just a string from object node here and connect the numbers to a string and see the result. Yeah, the zero is back, and you can just trim the zeros. For example, you can trim 1, 2, 3, 4 character of this string node, for example. Yeah. Or you can just use substring. For example, here we can for example pass the string here, a start index. For example, I put a code block, for example, from the first index, and length of my string is, for example, 4. Yeah, here if you can see we have the result, and just we can use this value for elevation, and yeah, this value for name. It's a way. Let me some cleaning here. Yeah, if you choose all of the node and press Ctrl in your keyboard and press L, you can just get some fix. Okay, that's the result. We can just use this. In this way, you can use Dynamo boilerplate. If you write Python, we can just write a simple Python script for this purpose. But in this tutorial, we are not going to learn about writing Python script in Dynamo. We want just start step by step, and we need to just write a simple example script for Dynamo. But I want to show how you can use, for example, ChatGPT for write a simple script in your Dynamo script. Yeah. So let's start. You can just write in LLM, for example, ChatGPT or another LLM you want. For example, yeah. Yeah, here is our code. Let's copy it and test it. In Python script, you can just double click on your node, and here leave these lines, and here just paste your script, save it, close, and yeah, we need some number. Here the elevation is, yeah, here, for example, I connect it and run the script. If you can see, this node, this Python script is equivalent to, yeah, here, here, here. So you don't need these nodes, and you can just replace it with this. Okay, so I want to keep it because we are learning, and I just put it here for you. If you can, if you want, you can just write this way, and let's test it. Yeah, we have the same result. Okay, so if you want for this purpose, you can just use a simple Python script and minimize your size of Dynamo script you want to create. Yeah, so for the last step, we can just use this string to set the name of elevation. Here, let me, yeah. So for setting the parameter name, you can just use set parameter. Yeah, set parameter by name. The elements you want to set its parameter is, yeah, here. These are your levels. Parameter name, here we can use this because we are going to set the name of elevation here, name of levels here, or you can just write another string node because it's more clear. Yeah, perimeter name, and for the value, yeah, here is the value. So let's start the script. Okay, if you can see, the Revit doesn't allow us to name the elevation and using bracket. So I change it, it's no problem. I use parentheses and run it. Yeah, it's a question, would you like to rename corresponding views? Sure, we want it, and just wait for the result. Okay, let's see the result. If you can see, all of the level names, for example 574 is for L3, and the names are here in your project browser and in your Dynamo script. Yeah, we have these names for all of your levels here. This example is the easiest way to change the floor plan named based on the level. Okay, the main purpose of this tutorial is to get familiar with some nodes in Dynamo. Okay, and in the next step we want to go further and change this script with another way. Okay, so the best way for this purpose is that we should get the all of the floor plan. For example, here, if you can see the other floor plans, or here, if you can see, some of your floor plan names doesn't change. Yeah, it's because these floor plans is created later. Yeah, so in the next tutorial we can get all of your floor plan in your project and see what is the generated level of this floor plan or a structural plan or another plan, and from those level we can get the elevation and change the floor plan name. Okay, so let's wrap up this tutorial here. Please practice these steps to get comfortable with the process, and in the next tutorial we will do the same task but in a professional and more advanced way. Okay, so see you in next tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe and like, and goodbye.